Come to the floor with knees bent and slowly straighten the legs. Gently wiggle the legs and the heels and ankles. And just begin to sense the back body. Feel your heels touching the floor, the backs of the calves, the thighs, the buttocks. Feel the space underneath the lower back. And place your hands gently on the front of your abdomen. Begin some abdominal breathing. Feel your abdomen rise as you breathe in, and soften towards the spine as you breathe out. Imagine that with every breath in, you're filling the pelvis. With every breath out, you're softening the lower back deeper into the floor underneath you. Continue with a nice, smooth, rhythmic breath in and out of the nostrils, sensing the entire pelvic floor, the whole pelvic roll. And then take your hands to the floor. Bend your knees, placing feet on the floor. We'll do some Apanasana. Lengthen the tailbone, bring the knees up straight over the hips and hands to the backs of the thighs. As you exhale, bring the thighs towards you. As you inhale, press the thighs away, knees over the hips. Exhaling, thighs towards you. Inhaling, thighs away. As you exhale, lengthen the tailbone, feel the length through the lower back. Inhale, knees up. And exhale, thighs towards you. Release the legs, placing the left foot on the floor, hug just the right foot into the body. You may want to move the ankle in circles or point and flex, just sensing your foot. And extend the left leg long, pressing through the heel, pulling the toes back. As you draw the right leg towards your body, you press the left leg away. Still breathing into the abdomen, feeling the pelvis. Slowly bend the left foot, placing the foot on the floor. Draw both knees into the body. You want to make small circles with the sacrum on the floor. You can go both directions. Place the right foot on the floor. Draw the left thigh to your body, either holding the back of the thigh or the calf. You can roll the ankle in circles. Any movement in the ankle that feels nice for your body. And then extend the right leg long, pressing through the heel, working the back of the thigh towards the floor as you draw the left leg towards you. Inhale, press through the right heel. Exhale, draw the left thigh towards you. Just breathing steady, sensing the breath through the hips, the thighs. When you're ready to release, bend into the right knee, place the foot on the floor, placing the left foot on the floor next to the right leg. Slowly extend both legs long. Reach the arms up overhead. Take a full body stretch. Hug the muscles to the bones in both the legs and the arms if you'd like. Feel your lower back coming off the floor as you inhale. Then exhale, soften. Bend the knees again, placing feet on the floor. Keep your feet about hip distance apart. And on exhalation, drop both knees to the right. Inhale. Lift the thighs up off the floor. Exhale, let the knees drop to the left. Inhale, lifting with effort. Exhale, just let the legs fall to one side with gravity. Going back and forth from side to side, sensing the movement in the hips and the thighs. Keeping the shoulders and upper body relaxed. Stopping at center, widen your feet to the edges of the mat. Arms are at your sides with palms up. As you inhale, drop the legs to the right, reach the left arm overhead, lengthening through the left side. Exhale, bring the knees back, bring the arm down. Inhale, drop the knees to the left, reach through the right arm, lengthen through the thigh, through the side of the body. Exhale, back to center. Going side to side, knees go to the right on the inhale, left arm reaching up. Exhaling, knees to the center. Inhale, dropping the knees to the left, reaching the right arm, just sliding it up the floor. Sense the length in the side of the body. And you can hold here. You can keep both feet on the floor, or you can lift the left foot off the floor, crossing the pinky toe side of the left ankle on the right thigh. Breathe into the right side body. From the knee through the hip, hip to the arm. And then release the foot off the thigh if it's there. Slide the arm down, bring the knees back up. Check to see you're squared off, and then drop the knees again. This time to the right, sliding the left arm up overhead. You can stay there with both feet on the floor or lift the right foot up, crossing it on the left thigh. Just want to sense into the length through the left side of the body. From the knee to the hip and hip to the arm. Slide the arm down. Take the foot off the thigh if it's there, and then come back. With the feet hip distance, we'll do some pelvic rocking. Place your hands on the fronts of your hips and sense your hips and belly lifting, lower back, lower ribs lifting on inhale. Exhale, press lower back, lower ribs into the floor. Inhale, lifting up, tilting tailbone towards the floor as lower back, lower ribs lift. Exhale, press the lower back into the floor. Find the smooth flowing pattern. Pelvis lifts up on the inhalation, presses towards the floor. If you're sensing that drawing in of the abdominal muscles, we can take it a step further. Take the hands behind the back of the head. Inhale, tilt the tailbone towards the floor, lift the lower back and lower ribs. Exhale, press into the floor with the lower back and lift the upper body with the strength of the arms. Inhaling, tilting away from the floor. Exhale, pressing into the floor and lifting. Just sensing more strength in that lower abdominal region on the exhalation. And inhaling, releasing the upper body down, lengthening the tailbone, lengthening the back. Next, we're going to brace the muscles. So you'll inhale, lift the lower back. Exhale, press into the floor, engage those lower abdominal muscles. Inhale, release the upper body, but keep the abdominal muscles engaged. Soften through the upper body, breathing into the chest and the lungs, but drawing the navel center in towards the spine, sensing the strength in the lower abdomen. Whenever you're ready, you can release that. Draw the knees into the body, gently hugging the knees, maybe rocking on the lower back. We'll do more abdominal sensing and strengthening. Feet on the floor, hip distance. We'll be marching in place. As you inhale, lift the right foot off the floor to a 90-degree angle. Exhale, release down. Inhale, left leg, 90-degree angle. Exhale, release down. Just as if you're marching, lifting right leg and releasing down. And left leg and exhaling down. And just sensing the muscles in the abdomen that help to lift the leg and the sides of the body. Then you'll take both feet up as if you're sitting in a chair. We're going to be dipping the toes. On exhalation, drop the right toes to the floor, just touching the floor. Inhale, lift the leg back up. Exhale, drop the left toes. Inhale, lifting the leg, always returning to the beginning position like you're sitting in a chair. Exhaling, left toes down, inhaling up. If you want more sensation, you can reach the arms up overhead. Additionally, if this is coming easy and there's no discomfort in the lower back, you can exhale, press the leg forward instead of dipping toes. Inhale, return to the beginning position. Exhale, press the left leg forward. Inhale, return to the beginning. Exhale, press through the right leg. Inhale, return the leg. Exhale, press through the left leg. Inhale, return, just sensing the muscles in the core that are helping to support the weight of the legs as they extend or the toes dip on exhalation. When you're done, take the feet to the floor. Just relax. Allow your abdomen to soften. Sense the feet on the floor, the lower back touching the floor. Breathe into the abdomen. Next, we'll do a bridge pose. So you're going to want your feet about hip distance apart, ankles about underneath the knees. Lower back is long. Hands at your sides pressing into the arms. On inhalation, lift the pelvis off the floor. Exhale, come back down. Imagine you're peeling a piece of tape off your mat, and the spine is that piece of tape. Inhaling up slowly, sensing what muscles are helping you to lift. Exhale, releasing down one vertebrae at a time. Keep your feet firmly planted in the floor as you lift up. Sense the thighs hugging, shins pressing forward. Exhaling, releasing everything down to the floor. Inhaling and lifting up. And then this time, come down. Release on the exhalation. And if it's comfortable, you can do a hold in the bridge. Otherwise, you can continue to flow. The hold, we would want to press into the upper arms. Keep the chin tucked towards the chest. If you'd like to clasp hands underneath you to make more space in the front of the shoulders, if that's available to you, you can do that as well. Draw the thighs in. Maybe you feel the muscles in the buttocks engaging. Pressing feet into the floor. Just sustain this posture, breathing from the abdomen to the throat on inhale, and exhaling from the throat to the abdomen. Sense that hugging in sensation. When you're ready to come down, point fingertips up towards the ceiling. Slowly lay the spine down onto the floor, all the way to the tailbone. Bring the legs into your body. You can just hug in, or you can rock side to side. The next set of postures will roll onto our right side. And you can either use your arm extended underneath your head as a pillow, or you may want to place a pillow underneath your head. You're going to stack the knees in a 90-degree angle as if you're sitting in a chair. Pull the heels out straight off the knees. Left hand to the hip, keeping the hips steady and stacked. On inhalation, press into the big toe side of the feet and lift just the top left knee. Exhale, take the knee down. Inhaling knee, exhaling down. Keep the hips as still as possible and just sense any muscles in the leg and in the pelvis that are helping to lift that top left leg on inhale. Exhaling, releasing down. Feel the muscles tighten, but also feel them release as the leg comes back down. You can do as many of these as you want in movement. You can continue to move, or you can stop and hold. If you're holding, try to keep the right leg relaxed underneath and sense just the left leg. Then we'll switch postures. You're going to keep the inner knees together and inhale, lift the left foot. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, lifting the foot, sensing that inner spiraling in the left thigh. Exhale, take the foot down. Inhale, lift, feel your thigh rotating inward. Exhale, release it. And you can continue to do just the foot, or you can add the head, wrapping the left hand around by the ear. Keep the elbow pointing up towards the ceiling as you lift the ankle. Also lift the head with the strength of the arm. Exhaling down, releasing. Feel the side body strengthening on the inhale. Release down on the exhale. Inhaling up. Again, if there's any discomfort, this should feel good to the neck. So if not, just do the leg. Inhaling up and exhaling down. One more. Inhale up. Exhale, release down. We'll roll on to our back again to stretch those muscles that we were just strengthening through the left hip and outer thigh. Coming onto your back, you're going to go into supine pigeon, crossing the left ankle outside to the outside of the right thigh. And you can stay here with the right foot on the floor, maybe gently pressing that left hip crease away from you. Or you can deepen it by bringing the right thigh towards your body, even wrapping the hands around the back of the thigh or the shin. Just sense the stretching sensation through the left hip and buttocks. You might want to slightly press through the left heel and draw the thighs towards one another to experience a little bit different stretch. Lengthen through the back, relax the back, feel the space through the left side of the pelvis. And release the legs, but cross the left thigh on top of the right, back of the left thigh to the front of the right, and bring the knees towards you. As you draw the knees towards you, press the tailbone into the floor, lengthening the back. So inhale, lengthen tailbone. Exhale, draw the inner left knee towards your body. Sensing into the left hip and thigh. And release the feet, uncross the legs. And you're going to widen the feet to the edges of the mat. And on an inhalation, let just that left thigh fall in towards the center of the mat. You want to gently press the left thigh towards the right front corner of your mat, keeping the right leg steady. Feel that slight lifting and twisting through the left hip, and then just letting the thigh be heavy towards the floor. And still. When you're ready to come up, lift the leg back up. We're going to do all those side lying poses on the opposite side. So you're going to be on the left side of the body, either something underneath your head to support your head or just your arm. Make sure your neck is comfortable. Stack your knees like you're sitting in a chair. Right hip on top of the left hand. Right hand can stay on your right hip. Keeping the big toe side of the feet together. Inhale, right knee comes up. Exhale, release down. Inhale, knee up. Exhale, knee down. Just sensing the muscles that are helping to lift the leg. Small, soft movements. Inhale, knee up. Exhale, knee down. You can continue to move, or you can find a hold. You can hold that leg up Sensing the muscles in the right leg trying to relax the left leg. Still breathing steady. When you're ready to release, just let the leg come back down and soften. And then the next pose, you're going to keep the knees together. Inhale, just the right foot up. Exhale, foot down. Sensing that internal rotation in the upper thigh. Exhaling down. Inhaling, foot up. Exhaling down. You can continue to do just the legs, or we have that option of the arm, where you would take the right arm, wrap it around, support the head. Inhale, lifting elbow up towards the ceiling as you lift the foot. Exhale down. Feel that shortening and tightening through the right side body as you inhale, releasing it on the exhale. Keep your head heavy into your hand. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhale. Release. Take a breath on your side. And then returning onto our back to stretch the muscles and that right hip. We'll do supine pigeon, keeping the left foot on the floor and knee bent. You'll cross the right foot on the left thigh. Press through that heel slightly, draw the thighs towards one another. You can stay there. Check to see your hips are level. Or you can begin to draw the left thigh towards you, wrapping the hands around the back of the thigh or the calf. If there's too much pulling in the shoulders, either leave the left foot on the floor. You can also use a strap behind the thigh. Relaxing upper body. You should be able to just sense into your right hip. Feel those muscles stretching. When you're ready to release the second side, you're going to let the left foot come down to the floor, but keep the back of the right thigh on top of the front of the left, just crossing the legs. Press the tailbone into the floor on inhale, and then draw the inner right knee towards your heart on exhale. Lengthening the back on inhale, drawing knees towards you on exhale. Sensing into the right hip once again. Feeling the broadening of the pelvis. And then release the legs to the floor. Widen the feet to the edges of the mat. Keep the left leg steady. On an inhalation, press the right thigh forward and down just slightly, like you're reaching towards the left front corner of the mat. Inner thigh falling towards the floor. It should feel as if the right thigh is lengthening. Right hip lifting slightly and twisting. Just letting the weight of the thigh relax towards the floor. Sensing into the hip and pelvis. When you're ready to release, press into the foot to lift the leg back up. Come back to a position where your body feels balanced. Our next set of poses will be rolling onto our abdomen, so take your time. You may want to roll to your side first. And then come all the way onto your abdomen. When you get there, we'll come into crocodile pose. So you're going to reach your arms forward, feel your chest lift. And then keeping the arms long, just cross opposite hand to elbow and rest your forehead on the top arm. Feel that little bit of space in the chest. And this gives you time to relax the lower half of the body. Wiggle your hips side to side. Jelly roll the legs. Find space in the lower back and through the pelvis. Feel the front of the abdomen gently pressing into the floor as you breathe in and drawing towards the spine as you breathe out. Either keep the arms in this position if it's comfortable or slide them out as goalpost arms. We're going to inhale, lift the right leg, reaching the toes. Exhale, release it down. Inhale, left leg, reaching the toes. Exhale, release down. You just want to sense all the muscles tightening from one hip to one heel. Not important how high we lift. You want to keep the legs straight as you inhale up and release down. And just feel the muscles tighten on the back side of the body from the hip to the heel. Inhaling up and exhaling down. There's an option to add arms, but only if it's comfortable for the lower back. You would extend your arms in front of you. We do a cross body lift. So as you inhale the right leg up, inhale the left arm up. Exhale, release both sides down. Inhale, lengthening and lifting left leg and right arm. Exhale, release down. Inhale, right leg, left arm. Exhale, release. If this causes any discomfort in the lower back, work on just strengthening by just lifting legs. Otherwise, you're reaching in opposite directions through opposite hand and foot as you lift up on inhale and releasing down on exhale. Slide your arms to your sides in goalposts and just turn onto your right cheek and soften the cheek into the floor. If there's any discomfort in the lower back, you can wiggle the hips or the legs. Just be still, breathing into the right cheek. For the next set of postures, you can keep your head where it is or rest on your chin and your chest. Slide your arms to their sides with the palms down. Draw your legs inward towards one another like you have one big leg. Inhale and lift both legs together, reaching toes away from you. Exhale, release legs down. Sense the muscles on inhale tightening from the hips to the heels. Release those muscles. Inhaling up, lengthening and lifting, exhaling down. Make sure your head is comfortable. If you want to add the upper body, you would also lift the torso off the floor on inhale and exhale down. If there's discomfort in the back, do just the legs. Inhaling up, reaching head forward, keeping the neck at the same position. Exhaling down. There's also an option for arms. As you inhale, arms can come up, turn the palms away from you, thumbs towards the ceiling. Exhale back to the hands to the floor, sense the shoulders falling towards the floor. But focus on the pelvis, lifting from the back, inhaling, arms reach back, legs hug, exhale, release to the floor. And you can continue to move, or you can inhale and find a space to hold, either just the legs hugging, sensing the muscles from the hips to the heels, or upper body, reaching fingertips, rolling shoulders away from the floor. When you're ready to come down, release the body, turn gently onto your right cheek. Relaxing onto your right cheek, arms can be in any position that's comfortable. You may also want to rock your legs side to side. You can roll your legs around. Anything to release the lower back. The next round of postures will strengthen the back of the thighs a little bit more. So bring your head back to the center, arms to your sides, bend into the right knee, placing the heel right over the ankle, 90-degree angle. Inhale, lift the right thigh away from the floor. Exhale, release it down. So you're just lifting the thigh away from the floor on inhale, pressing the heel towards the ceiling. Exhale, releasing down. And sense the muscles in the buttocks and the hamstrings as you lift up. Release them on exhale. Make sure you're keeping the front of the pelvis on the floor, that right hip. You're just lifting the thigh from the hip crease to the knee on inhale and releasing down on the exhale. Keep the head comfortable either on the chin or the forehead, or you can turn to one side. You may also want to take a hold, feeling the strength in the back side of the right buttocks and thigh. And then release that leg down, wiggle it. And be still. We'll get ready to do the second side. So you bend into the left knee, drawing the heel over the knee. As you inhale, reach the heel towards the ceiling. Exhale, release down. Inhale, press the heel, lift the thigh away from the floor, from the hip crease to the knee. Exhale, release down. So without lifting the actual hip off the floor, just sense the muscles engaging through the hip and the buttocks on inhale, releasing down on exhale. Inhaling and reaching. And you can find a space to hold if you like, or you can continue the movement, engaging and releasing. Sense that your breath is steady and smooth. And feel the strength through the back of the left leg. Release the leg back down. Let the foot come to the floor. You can jelly roll the leg a little bit side to side. After working with the back side of the body, it's always nice to press back into a child's pose. So press into your hands. You can roll your toes under. Keep your knees about hip distance apart. And on an exhalation, let the front of the body just fall to the thighs or as far as it'll go. You can either keep the head on the floor. You could cross opposite hand to elbow and place the head on the arms. Anything to let your lower back open. Sense the pelvis widening through the lower back, breathing into the belly. You can also take hands behind you if it's comfortable, letting the backs of the hands touch the floor. Breathe into the abdomen, press the abdomen towards the thighs as you breathe in. Draw it towards the navel center as you breathe out. Taking hands back to the floor, we're going to come on to all fours. Coming into a table pose, shoulders over the wrists and knees over the hips. As you exhale, draw the hips back, the navel center in, like you're coming into your child's pose. Inhale forward into your cow pose. Head high, drop the spine. Exhale, tuck the chin, lift the spine, lift the belly, come back towards the thighs. Inhaling forward, dropping the spine, lifting the head. Exhale, head down, lift spine, tilt tailbone, and come down to the floor. Coming up again, feel this gentle flow through the pelvis, through the back and spine. Exhaling back, letting the thighs sink towards the heels. We'll be coming back up into the table pose. Stable through the arms, draw your navel center up so you feel your core muscles. Press through the right leg, engage the muscles in the right leg. Use the floor for resistance. And lift the leg up. On inhalation, point the toes, lift the thigh away from the floor. Exhale, draw the thigh towards your body, round your spine. Inhale, drop the spine, lift the leg, lift the head. Exhale, draw everything towards the center of the body. Inhale, extension. Exhale, flexing in and hugging in. Keeping the weight evenly distributed through both arms. Inhale and extend. Exhale, hug in. Feel the strength of the thigh as well as the pelvis. And then place the leg back down, find your center. We'll switch sides. Take the left leg back, press into the floor with the foot, engage the muscles to leg, so hug the muscles, then lift the leg up. Inhale, point the toes towards the ceiling, lift the thigh. Exhale, pull the thigh towards you, nose towards the knee. Inhale, leg lifts, spine drops, head lifts. Exhale, head drops, spine lifts, leg hugs in. Inhale and extend. Exhale, hug in. Try to keep the lower back and pelvis as stable as possible. Inhaling and reaching. Exhaling and hugging in. Inhale, reach. As you exhale, draw that thigh in. And then release the left leg to the floor. We're going to come into puppy pose to release the arms and the wrists. Reach your arms in front of you. Keep the hips over the knees. As you breathe out, draw the sternum towards the floor. Feel the length from the fingertips all the way to the tailbone. Press the hands into the floor. If your head doesn't comfortably come to the floor, you want to place a bolster underneath the head. You can also roll toes under to stretch the soles of the feet. Inhale and lengthen from the fingers to the pelvis. Exhale, draw the sternum towards the floor. Just let the front body relax. Then coming back up into the table pose once again. Stay sturdy over both arms. Press through the right leg. Hug the muscles. And you're going to lift that right leg up. Try to keep the heel right at the height of the hip. Draw the navel center away from the floor so you feel your abdominal muscles. You can either just step that left hand forward, come onto fingertips, or you can reach through the left hand. You want to feel length from the heel of the right leg through the fingertips on the left. Breathing and reaching from the heel to the hand. Exhale, draw the navel center in. When you're ready to come down, take hand down, take the leg down, relax in between. Keeping the weight evenly distributed again into the hands. Take just the left leg back, press the foot into the floor, engage the muscles, feel them hug the bones, and lift the left leg up, pointing all 5 toes towards the floor. Hips and pelvis stay squared with the floor. You can just come onto right fingertips, or you can reach that right hand forward, pressing through the left heel and reaching right arm. Draw the navel center up on the exhalation, reach long through heel and hand on inhalation. When you're ready to release, take the hand down and then the left knee. We're going to come into a wide leg child's pose. So bring your big toes together, widen your knees towards the edge of the mat. Take the hips back slowly. Let the body fall down between the thighs. Head to the floor to a bolster on your arms. So you want to sense the space in the lower back. Feel your sacrum. Broaden through the hips. Breathe into the belly. Take some extra breaths here. Just feeling the space in the lower back and spine through the pelvis. Soft, subtle breaths. When you're ready to come up, press your hands into the floor. Use the arms to walk yourself up slowly. Torso first, and then lifting the head. And we'll get ready for Savasana. Take your time coming onto the back side of the body. I have bolsters here because I like to put those underneath my knees. But I'll give you some other options for the knees as well. Just coming onto your back side. If you need a pillow under the head, do that as well. Start with your feet on the floor. Lengthen the spine, soften the lower back into the floor. You can just widen the feet to the edges of the mat and let the knees fall inward. It's a nice comfortable position for the sacrum. If that doesn't feel good, then you can extend the legs long, but put some bolsters or something underneath the knees to relax the lower back. You want to wiggle your legs, let the toes fall out to the edges. Place your hands on your hip points and see if they feel like they're parallel. And we'll place the hands on the belly with the thumbs into the navel center and the index fingers slightly touching, making this triangle shape right at the front of the pelvis. And begin to breathe into the space in the hands. Feel the softness of the pelvis as it stretches and rises up on the inhale. Relaxing it towards the back of the spine on the exhale. Notice the back of the body, that slight expansion of the back body as you breathe in, softening the back body deeper into the floor underneath you as you breathe out. And continue to breathe in and out of the pelvis. So if you can feel the pelvis expand with each breath in and relax with each breath out. You can take that energy from the pelvis that you breathe in, send it down the legs to the toes as you breathe out. Maybe wiggling the toes or moving the toes. And finding any movements that are comfortable through the feet, the ankles, and the toes. If you'd like to stay here longer for Savasana, you can. Otherwise, begin to bend the knees, feet on the floor. Take some time with your feet on the floor, just sensing the lower back once again. And draw the knees into the body. Give yourself a hug. You can drop the knees slowly to the right, rolling onto your right side, using your arm as a pillow. Relaxing onto your right side for a few breaths. When you're ready to come up, you're going to use your hands to help walk yourself up. Place the right palm on the floor and the left palm. Walking up slowly, letting the head relax. Come into whatever seated position is most comfortable for your body, where you feel space in the pelvis. Sit up tall. Feel your legs and your pelvis as the supporting structure for your spine. Breathing up the spine on the inhalation. And just sensing the bottom of the exhalation as your sit bones and your legs relax into the earth. Slowly bring your hands to the center of the heart. Namaste.